Greetings everyone and welcome to my little garden. In today's video, I will be presenting a deck profile based on SORA Takenochi for the Digimon card game. This is part of a series of videos that showcases themed decks based on the main characters of the Digimon franchise. To be clear, these deck profiles are not intended for serious competitive use. Although they have their moments where they can shine, these decks are ultimately meant for fun, casual play. And with that out of the way, let's get started. SORA is one of the first female protagonists along with Mimi. Although she and her partner Piyomon have been part of the TCG since the very beginning, it has taken very many booster sets for this duo to finally come into their own. The undying power of love takes flight as the majestic Phoenixmon deck, a now well-known archetype. So, let's build a deck based on SORA and Piyomon's relationship. The Digi-Egg of choice is BT15 Yokomon. No other Digi-Egg is better suited for this deck than BT15 Yokomon. With it, we have more opportunities to recycle cards from the trash. While there are other Digi-Egg cards that could also work, this Yokomon is the clear winner. This deck also has effects that play our Digimon, so these are all the eggs we need. For rookies, we are definitely focusing on Piyomon. 4 copies of BT15 Piyomon, 4 copies of BT11 Piyomon, and 4 copies of BT13 Piyomon. BT15 Piyomon lacks an on-deletion effect, but it offers an excellent search mechanic and a decent inherited effect of its own. BT11 Piyomon is yet another searcher for important pieces, while BT13 Piyomon can warp Digivolve into a Garudamon card if the conditions are right. This lineup of Piyomon cards provide us with a solid foundation for the Immortal Phoenix. On to the champions. We are using 4 copies of BT15 Birdramon, 4 copies of BT11 Birdramon, and 2 copies of the classic BT1 Birdramon. BT15 Birdramon can retrieve cards from the trash, while BT11 Birdramon provides a defensive response. BT1 Birdramon is not meant to be digivolved into. Instead, it should ideally be played using effects in order to give our level 6 Digimon security attack +1. When calling on the level 4s using effects, they become a good setup to digivolve into our level 5s in order to activate powerful utilities. Speaking of which... For the ultimates, we are using 4 copies of BT15 Garudamon Ace, 1 copy of BT13 Garudamon, and 3 copies of BT16 Garudamon X. We are maxing out our Ace cards to have as many opportunities as possible to play our Tamers, as the Tamers are integral to the success of this deck. BT13 Garudamon can also play some of our Tamers, but without the risk of overflow, while Garudamon X has amazing effects that pop off when digivolving from Garudamon. Our lineup of Megas is simple. 4 copies of BT15 Phoenixmon, and 3 copies of BT16 Phoenixmon X. BT15 Phoenixmon is the main level 6 Digimon to digivolve into, and should ideally summon BT1 Birdramon when digivolving in order to gain security attack +1. Once that's established, digivolve into Phoenixmon X to blitz into the opponent's security, then activate a devastating chain of on-deletion effects. Phoenixmon X allows you to summon yet another Digimon into the battle area, which allows you to play an extra BT15 Phoenixmon to activate a different on-play effect. This combo is the deadliest series of actions this deck can produce, so be sure to take full advantage of the deck's ability to utilize the trash. For the Tamers, SORA is the main star here, but she is joined by a couple of other bird lovers. 4 copies of BT15 SORA, 3 copies of BT11 Akiho, and 3 copies of BT13 Christie. We need Sora maxed out so we can establish a memory setter as soon as possible, while also having the powerful option of returning her to hand to play a Digimon for free. Akiho stabilizes the deck by searching for pieces and providing Rush, while Christy ties everything together with Warp Digivolution and extra memory. For our option cards, we only have enough room for 3 copies of Wings of Love. We favor this option card to give more opportunities to recycle cards from the trash and activate Sora's incredible effect. There are also other option cards that are well suited for this deck that you may consider. This theme deck acts like a false purple deck, utilizing deletion effects to make explosive plays. The deck's playstyle gives it a distinct advantage against other decks that utilize blockers and/or deletion effects for removal. That said, it tends to do poorly against decks that can remove your Digimon without deleting them. Even still, Phoenixmon actually has a lot of flexibility in both offensive and defensive situations. Play your Digimon and Tamers using effects in order to search for your pieces to build the perfect stack. And there you have it. There are other cards that directly support this kind of playstyle you may consider implementing. Feel free to mess around with the ratios to see what works best. That's it for the deck profile, so let's see it in action.